Hi there, I'm Dan Hollifield, and this is Stupid O'Clock, not Last Man Standing. Joe Dog is someplace with some real bad internet, so he will be in, but he's otherwise occupied at the moment. We don't know where Lewis is. He is on assignment somewhere, and don't know where John is either. But we're determined to go on with the show. Joe Dog will be back here shortly, and basically we're going to do the best we can with what we got to work with.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Dan.
Now we're going to bring up Josh and Bill while we wait for Joe, and hopefully we will get everything underway here as far as things go. And let me switch over here to the comments just in case somebody has said something.
Oh, yeah.
And we have 2 people watching and 3 thumbs up. So, hey, doing better than my show.
I just want to take a minute to wish my Facebook buddy, Jeff Wego, who is the artist on the Phantom that you see every Sunday. And today's his birthday, and I will not reveal his age. But happy birthday, Jeff, and we wish you many more.
Happy birthday, Jeff. You're filling some mighty big shoes there, and evidently you're doing real good.
Yeah, when you fill Mort Walker's shoes, that's some big boots.
Mm-hmm. Well,
but Jeff is awesome artist. The storyline they got going right now in the Phantom is a wonderful storyline, and I always look forward to his strip every Sunday.
Well, while we're on the subject of comics, I got this in the mail the other day. Let's see.
Ooh,
no.
I got to get that.
And I have not even taken it out of the plastic yet. I want to try and keep it from getting messed up. I would have taken it to work where I've got time to read, because generally when I'm at home, I don't have time to read. So,
well, I'm waiting for Ted Davies to release that Grimm 101 to the public. I know you were a backer, so that's why you got your advance copy.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as he opens that up to the public, I'm definitely getting mine, because he does some wonderful artwork in there.
Well, Lewis just showed up, so let's add him in here. Yeah, Ted.
Hey, Lewis.
Ted and Christine posted from California today, and they had some lovely photographs and everything. Not
awesome.
Much news because they're still, negotiating things. But how you doing, Lewis? Good to see you.
Well, I'm a little confused because I accidentally clicked on Last Man Standing link instead of tonight's show link, so I'm
Yep.
Last Man Standing until we're into this show.
This is true. This is true, and there's a little bit of a change up with Last Man Standing. So,
is there?
Yeah, just a hair. Just I redid the intro video because I got tired of people telling me that it was, porno movie soundtrack. So,
I love that intro.
I didn't delete it. I just added another one.
Oh, good.
Yes, okay. It's the only thing I changed was the music. So everything else it was about 20 seconds longer, so I had to stretch things out just a hair. But hopefully it'll work. If it don't, well. And Joe Dog is having a meal right now from his Fortress of Solitude with Windstream. Yeah, Joe Dog. I've sent both links for tonight. Yeah.
That is a question. That is a question I had. Using StreamYard, can you use music, or do you have to make your own? Like you, on this intro coming in this show, you use the national anthem.
Well, that's public domain. That's safe to use.
Okay.
You can't get a copyright strike for that.
Okay.
Now, the other stuff with the clock spinning and everything, Joe asked me to do some music for it, and I went through about 3 versions of the same piece before we found something acceptable. At first, he wanted 3 blind mice from the Three Stooges shorts, and I can't do that. I could go find a recording of it, but I can't write it myself.
Right.
So I came up with something original, and then Skunk went in and put the video to it, and just absolutely worked wonders with the crappy piece of music that I wrote. I just thought
Hey, now.
it needed to sound like it was at a party. Hmm?
It sticks with you though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you get used to it, it's like oatmeal. It'll get you through the day.
I like it. I like it.
And Carl,
And hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl. Didn't mean to ignore you. Okay. Yeah. I got to remember. I got to click again to hide it. Okay. Yeah. Being in the hot seat is sometimes no fun. So,
Well, as I alluded to in Nevermind the Furthermore yesterday morning, I had some big news to let everybody know about, and this is not it.
You're moving back south.
No.
Oh.
Well, I've kind of moved west a little bit from the last place I had, but went to Target today. I had to go get eye exams, and I will soon be wearing glasses that will brightly shine into the screen and blind everybody. Yeah, there you go, Lewis.
I found a way around that. Maury Amsterdam introduced me to a little something that he did on the Tonight Show and other. No, it wasn't Maury Amsterdam. It was Sergeant Bilko. What?
Oh,
Phil Silvers. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he was on the Tonight Show, and everybody else's glasses were being complained about because of the glare. And he goes, "Well, I figured out how to do that." And they just looked at him and go, "Well, okay, what's the secret?" And he goes, "Well, you take the lenses out.
The lenses out.
Just wear the frames." I mean, I'm sitting at the computer. Most of the time with my glasses, most of the time I have to wear my glasses, except at the computer because I've got bifocals. So if I'm just looking straight ahead, I can't see anything because it's all set for, driving. And if I use the bifocals, I'm, looking down my nose at everybody, which is not a good thing for anybody that's on camera to be doing. And I just said, well, I've got this old pair of glasses. I just got some new ones. So this is like 10 years old pair of frames. So I just took the lenses out and just, okay.
Yeah. I've got one right now, and I have to do this to see the screen, and that's when it glares. So typically before I come on the air, I just go to my old readers.
Yep.
They're a little bit better.
I actually have a pair of computer glasses that they're set for the distance between me and the monitor, and they work just fine. But since they are actual lenses, they do have a glare. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 pairs of glasses, one for distance and then one for reading. And the readers will, if I'm wearing either pair while on the show, it will be the readers, because sometimes when somebody's popping in a comment, if I'm trying to read it before you put it up on the screen, I'm kind of like this, and and then you're seeing my nose.
Speaking of comments, we got Victoria Hernandez here says hi.
Hey there.
Hi, Victoria.
So
and
want some news?
Sure, go for it. You want full screen?
No.
Okay.
U.S. Navy has successfully invented a special electronic device that is designed to stop people from talking. I can think of so many uses for this. It's a form of non-lethal weapon. The new electronic device effectively repeats the speaker's own voice back at them and only them while they attempt to talk. It was developed and patented back in 2019, but has only recently been discovered, according to a report by the New Scientist. The main idea of the weapon is to disorient the target so much that they'll be unable to communicate effectively with other people. It's called acoustic hailing and disruption, or AHAD. The weapon is able to record speech and instantly broadcast it at a target in milliseconds. Much like an annoying sibling, this action will disrupt the target's concentration and, in theory, discourage them from continuing to speak. So many people to use this on.
So I was going to say, so when is this going to be distributed on TikTok and?
Well, I mean, the article that I got this from actually has a link to the patent.
I was about to say they could test it in Portland right now.
Hey, Lewis, is that? I mean, I could be wrong, but is this not Star Trek technology? Did they not have a
lower tech than Star Trek?
Well, I mean, you know,
messing with their brain frequency. This is disorienting them. But okay,
it's kind of like the Russian, so-called Russian subsonic acoustic kind of thing.
Yeah, something like that. If you've ever seen a TV news report where they're talking to somebody via satellite, and you see them pop that earpiece out, they'll look irritated and they'll pop that earpiece out. That is because they're getting that same treatment. They're actually hearing themselves come back to themselves, and it's very disorienting. Okay? It only happens with satellite shots because with microwave shots, local, that loop back is instantaneous. So they're not hearing a delay. But with satellite communications, you're actually beaming your signal 22,300 miles up and 22,300 miles back, and there is a 1.5 second delay. And when they hear themselves coming back 1.5 seconds late, it is extremely disorienting. And so they have to pop that earpiece out so they no longer hear themselves, and they'll finish what they were going to say, and then they'll put it back so that they can hear the next question. So,
hey, that's what I was doing Saturday night.
I know the technology. I've been victim of it myself. It's called mixed in the satellite industry.
Lewis, that's what I was doing everybody Saturday night on Stupid O'Clock with all the echoing from my earbuds before I got it switched.
Yeah.
But no, it just kind of kept popping into mind while you was reading that. Maybe an original Star Trek episode that had something that prevented him from speaking. But I don't know. I know the 79 episodes, but not intimately.
Now, are you talking TOS or TNG?
TOS. Because I think, didn't they have something like around their neck and it almost looked like a collar, but it wasn't but it was like it had some pieces or something on here. I don't know. Maybe Carl or somebody else out there can elaborate, know what I'm talking about, but I forget right now.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, while you was talking about glasses there, you was talking about it the other day. One day next week, I got to go to the eye doctor. I can't remember what day it is, but I got to go get some readers myself. So,
well, they say I have stigmatism is my main problem. Some of it I did quite well on, so I opted for the I won't say by name, but they were the eye exam and 2 pairs of glasses for $70. And I thought, well, I'll probably get glasses because, you know, there was like 2 sections you could choose from glasses. And I thought there's going to be nothing here I like. So I'll just get whatever to have as an emergency set of glasses. And then I'll get on another website that starts with the letter Z and buy some of their glasses instead. So I did ask the eye doctor to write out the prescription for both pairs and then do the pupillatory distance between my 2 eyes. Can't hear you.
There you go. Nope.
See if you hit your mute button.
You're mute.
I got mine right here.
I was about to say, he's got his mute on.
Well, he does right now because he's messing with the plug, I believe.
Put your glasses on, Dan. The ones with the lenses in them.
The real one, the real McCoy.
Is it working now?
Yep.
Yeah,
there we go.
Okay. No, because the computer was rebooted, it dropped the microphone connection, so I had to unplug the mic and plug it back in.
Oh.
I got you.
Yep. And it's not that I needed my glasses. I needed my flashlight so I could see the microphone jack on the side of the
All's well that ends well.
Yeah. Hopefully that won't happen again because Lindsay is having to reboot the Roku and redo the entire connection. I told her she had to wait for the router to reboot and the Wi-Fi to reboot before anything would work. So
actually, you're where you were kind of glitchy before with your visual. You're up to par now. Everything looks normal and sounds normal.
Hopefully it was just a storm and not somebody running into a telephone pole somewhere. And we're far enough out in the country to where we've had a car climb a guy wire and take out a power pole. So
I have that problem where I live, so
yeah,
I don't know what service you have. So
Windstream.
Well, I have a Spectrum, but the wind can blow down here and it'll knock it out.
I have the neighbor next door.
What was the issue with speaking on Star Trek? Oh, that was something else from a while back. So that must have popped up while I was temporarily indisposed or being disposed of.
Well, while Lewis was reading his report, what he was reading it on, I thought might have been Star Trek technology, because it seems like there was an episode from the original series in the 60s where they had a collar or something put around their neck by whatever aliens that prevented them from speaking, but I could not remember what episode it was or if I'm even remembering this right, and maybe not a strange side effect from the antihistamine I just sprayed up my nose before coming on.
The episode title was Gamesters of Triskelion. I cannot remember what season it was. I used to be able to tell and know who the writer was.
I can remember seeing that episode.
Yep, that's the one with the girl in the Jiffy Pop popcorn bikini.
Yeah. Kind of platinum blonde hair or whatever.
Yep. They had some outrageous costume problems with that show. They couldn't show anybody's navel. Of any woman's navel, so they had to. And that was not only Star Trek, but that was 60s TV. I Dream of Jeannie had to have something above her waistline. Gilligan's Island, Mary Ann could not wear lowriders, you know.
Mom did.
Mm-hmm. So all of that was, thank goodness the 60s are expired.
Thank God
But they
for
were
the
in
70s.
the 60s.
Thank God for the 70s.
Yeah, I don't know.
The 70s certainly did usher in a freer public television, meaning, commercial television. Because believe me, All in the Family would never get greenlit now.
Oh,
No.
And the comic code was a lot looser in the 70s than it was 15, 20 years before.
Yeah, well, that's because it blew up in everybody's faces with what was the name, Wortham, with the trial, with the hearings.
Yeah.
The guy that basically managed to get what was it, EC Comics completely shut down because horror was no longer allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You had to wait till Warren magazines in the 70s were able to go back and dig that concept up again. I mean, there were no monsters, no blood, no gore, no horror stories.
Think of all those magazines that never would have been out. The famous monsters of Filmland would have been very tame. No Fangoria.
Yeah.
You just go on and on.
Exactly. And Eerie and Creepy were some really the artwork in those things was exceptional for the time, and it was carrying on in the tradition of the old EC Comics. And now I'm talking about comics, and I keep swearing I'm not a comics guy, but this is my childhood. I remember this stuff. So,
and speaking of comics, I went to Target today and bought part 2 of Batman: The Long Halloween, finally out on DVD.
I have heard of that.
Well, I read the Long Halloween book and graphic novel. Always loved it. And the first video, a lot of people, part 1 of the Long Halloween video, a lot of people kind of poo-pooed it, but I liked it because I knew where it was going. And then, of course, speaking of people poo-pooing things, the Zack Snyder Justice League is available now on DVD and Blu-ray, and I got my DVD copy. I have not seen it yet, although I've heard everything about it, so it's not, I'm not going to go running around saying no spoilers.
Oh yeah,
because I've done heard it all.
I've run into that with the Doctor Who crowd. They don't want anything spoiled, and I was one of the people that would watch the making of an episode videos before I watched the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So I deliberately got spoilers because I wanted to know if there's something wild going on that I should look out for. Here's the only place that I can get hints and tips and tricks. So.
Well, while we're speaking on this, trying to think of the killer they was talking about last night.
Spoilers.
No. The Chameleon or Shyamalan killer. It was in New York.
Would be Chameleon is the way to pronounce it. Yeah.
It was a great series. I watched I think it was like 10 or 12 episodes. I just binge watched it yesterday.
I thought Josh was about to say that M. Night Shyamalan was a killer.
Well,
but
never.
some of his movies were,
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say.
Some of them are really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
all of it's not my cup of tea, but some of them are really nice.
Yeah,
And
he
you can
goes
say that
into
about any director, really, just about.
he goes into real depth when he does in movies. So
Hmm. There was something I was looking forward to in a movie that I was looking forward to that's nowhere near out yet. And I'm hoping that it does get greenlit. Now I can't remember what it was. It's one of those things that's in production or supposed to be pre-production. And I like the concept, and now I can't remember what it was.
Well, has anybody heard anything else about the Batman movie with
Last,
our favorite Twilight star in the title role?
I don't know about that.
mm-mm.
I heard Michael Keaton was coming back to do it one more
Yeah,
time.
Yeah,
although I think that's going to be in the Flash movie. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but I'm
No,
looking
I'm.
forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. I am also hoping that they'll make enough money to make an attempt at a live action Batman Beyond and let Michael Keaton be old Batman. Nothing
Mhm.
against the fellow that does the voice from the animated series. He did a really good job in the CW superhero shows when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and he nailed that. He nailed that. I wasn't fond of the story. That's not the kind of Batman that I want in my life. From
Well,
the script.
I'm talking about the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, which the last I heard, the release date was going to be like March 4th of 2022 now, or COVID kept knocking them back as far as finishing the film. And then they get started back up on it again, and then somebody else got COVID, and
Well, these things happen. I mean, there's a lot of things that got not only Hollywood movies, but a lot of TV shows that got their schedules totally borked by this thing, and a lot of people came up with novel ways to overcome it, but they still got delayed big time. And even Doctor Who got some impact for the number of shows that were able to be filmed, and the scheduling for the filming, and the scheduling for actually presenting it to people. And it's just one of those things that happens. I
yeah.
mean,
I was gonna
they,
say The Walking Dead, and I mean a lot of Top Gun too. There's
it's
still
hard to throw a pandemic in the mix and have everything continue on as if nothing ever happened.
I'm a little excited to check out the Candyman, that new Candyman, just to see what it's about.
I've heard of that. Now, was that an important alarm that I need to worry about, or has
Yeah,
my next power outage been scheduled?
I thought maybe that was Joe Dog's dinner bell going off.
Ain't no telling. Could be. I've got my cell phone charged up to use it as an alarm clock in the morning, so I can get to work on time. I have to keep remembering to take it out of my my fanny pack and take it in the bedroom every night.
So I'm looking at some of the cast from this new Batman movie. Of course, I mentioned Robert Pattinson from Twilight will be Batman, and Zoe Kravitz, Paul Dano, Colin Farrell's going to be Penguin in it. Peter Skarsgård's going to be in it. I mean, there's some decent cast. Matthew McConaughey is going to be in it. They don't say who he's playing, but
Side Ace. Oh. I heard a little bit of feedback there. I must have got a little energetic with somebody's speakers.
Now, here's one person that's showing that's going to be in it that we all know. Brian K. Morris knows her too.
Okay.
She'd been out with him at Bachelor's Grove Cemetery, Kedrosha Ona Karo. They're saying she's going to be in it.
I'm glad you pronounced that, because if I were to try and read it off, I would mangle it horribly.
I'm surprised I didn't. But I've heard Brian say her name enough times, and a couple other people but yeah. So anyway, and they're still saying, according to this link that I'm just looking on, March 4th of 2022. So, oh, rats.
Hey, anything can happen at any time, and stuff changes. The only constant in life is change.
And hi, Ace.
Oh, I don't know. That must have been a really good meal, because Joe's still eating. Either that or wherever he's at can't get reconnected to the internet. So I hope we don't have this problem at HallowCon. But he said, we'll have the ops room or whatever it is with the hotel internet, not the guest internet available. I wonder if I need a Cat 5 cable to take with me, because I don't have a spare one.
By the way, programming note, Dan, if you could get this back to Joe, I will not be on next Saturday. Not this Saturday, I'll be fine, but next Saturday, I'll be in DC.
Okay.
I will not be at that rally. As a matter of fact, I will be staying as far away from that rally as possible.
You're going to have to define that in that rally.
The rally is in support of the insurrectionists.
Only way I'd be there is if I had a tank with flamethrowers.
Yeah, I'm not going to be anywhere near that rally. My wife and I like to go to DC every few years just to check out the museums and stuff like that. And
I'm having a little problem here in Lewis. What rally is he referring to?
There's going to be a rally Saturday the 18th in DC in support of the people who stormed the Capitol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I will not be attending that rally. I will be staying away from that rally.
Because they're going to try and start some trouble.
Well, and there's going to be other people there, and I think that there'll be trouble started between whatever two groups.
Well, I know that the FBI are going to be there with their cameras and making sure that they get lots of nice, pretty pictures of all the people for their facial recognition, and make sure they keep a special eye on these folks.
But everybody will be wearing masks.
No, this is the crowd that doesn't believe in masks.
Crowd will not be wearing masks.
Unless they're Richard Nixon.
They probably will this time. after the boondoggle from last time.
They're all going to be wearing bison hats. That's the new uniform.
Really?
Dan, I think you done sent some power surges to me now.
No, I'll tell you what it was, and I don't remember if Stephanie posted about it, but there was a fairly decent, small size solar flare blasted at us here a couple of days ago. So,
oh wow!
It could be that. It could be just normal weather. Either way, the internet is not reliable. Since when is that strange? It wasn't reliable in the 90s, but somehow we carried on.
Yeah, yeah, you have zero storms around you right now.
Well, that's a blessing.
So
Except that now it means when I get home tomorrow, my wife's going to want me to mow the yard.
well, I mowed mine this morning. So since it felt so good.
Well, she usually doesn't want me to get on the lawnmower after I come home from work because the stuff that I've been doing has been really, really physical. And when I get home, it's really astounding if I can sit in a chair and not nod off in 5 minutes after, you know, nothing, I don't have to jump up and run and go do something.
Here's Dan mowing the lawn.
I wouldn't think so. No, I'd run over all of my flowers, and I worked really hard on those things.
You sound like that's me.
I was going to say, it'd be some interesting patterns mowed into your lawn,
Especially with that zero turn. One of the handles goes faster than the other. You push them both to the full stop, you're going to be making a gentle curve. So you got to pull one. Huh?
You need a front end alignment.
No.
Well,
I need
Dan,
a throttle alignment.
Dan, zero turns are what you use to create crop circles.
I thought that was two guys in England with a board and a couple of ropes.
Yeah. I'm just walking around in circles.
Mm-hmm. I used to drive around in circles, but I was on a tractor plowing a field at the time. And, it's kind of the done thing, if you want to get the whole thing plowed. You got to drive around in circles, or an ever-descending spiral is what it was. Oh. I remember one day, and this is going to sound like a total redneck story, I had to plow one field, and there was a red-tailed hawk that came and perched on an old fence line outside the field, and Dad's bird dog was sitting on the edge of the dirt road next to the field. And I'd be plowing around, and rabbits would run out, or mice, or whatever. And it looked like the hawk and the dog were in competition to see which one could get the most rabbits or rats
Critters.
or mice. Yeah, they were keeping score. I mean, they weren't taking turns; they were competing. So it was entertaining just to be driving around in circles, going, "Oh, now there goes that one. Oh, gonna lose a feather there, boy."
But my aunt went over to one of their friends' house yesterday, and they live. Their friend lives on a lake. I mean, it's you might as well. You ain't supposed to be doing but 45 on the daggum 15th Street, but it's called Forest Lake, and they got ducks, geese, everything, and the ducks, they always have babies out there, and they'll walk across that 6-lane highway right there, or with the babies, and they'll follow them across the road and everything. But the guy was coming up. They was in front. He was in front of them, and the duck. He stopped, and the duck just sat down, and he didn't see no baby ducks, but she spread her wings out, and they was like 12 ducklings up under her wings, and he didn't know why. He sat there for like 10 minutes. There was a hawk flying above him.
Uh-huh.
And when that hawk left, she got up. The little ducklings started following behind.
Yep. When we had the cats out in a chicken wire pen out back of the house, I had to roof it in with chicken wire to keep the hawks and the owls from getting any of the kittens, because they were the perfect size to be picked up by a bird of prey. And that's not a Star Trek reference.
Yes, it is.
But that matter of fact, I'm having to disassemble the the chicken, the cat pen now, because they're all big enough to where if a hawk flew down, it would decide this was a big mistake. Because these cats can leap like 6 feet in the air with all 4 sets of claws out, going supper time.
Yeah, this has been several years ago, but let's see, my sister Jenny and my niece Kayla, we went out to Kennecott Cove County Park, there north of Danville and northwest of Danville, and we were sitting at a gazebo and kind of taking a break. We'd been walking around and taking pictures and stuff, and I noticed across this pond on the other side there was all these pigeons kind of crowded together. I don't know if somebody spilled popcorn or some sort of food out there. They were all huddled together, looked like they were eating it. And I did not notice the red-tailed hawk that was circling up above until he just dropped out of the sky like a bullet, went right in the middle of all those pigeons. You never heard such a ruckus in your life. And it was just feathers exploding everywhere. And then he took off, of course, had one in his claws, or, in his talons, and got one of them out of there. I saw it all. Thankfully, Jenny and my niece Kayla had their backs turned to it, and they just heard the noise. Mm-hmm. And they said, "What was that? What was that?" And they seen these pigeons flying off and feathers. And I said, "Oh, it's just a bunch of pigeons fighting." I didn't want to tell them what really happened, especially my niece. She was pretty young at the time, so I didn't want to traumatize her.
Yeah, there's a local pond. Well, I say a local pond. It's about half a mile from the house, alongside one of the major highways, and it was just absolutely covered with Canada geese Sunday. I mean, thick as thieves. So they're going to be going home. Well, no, they're going to be down here for the winter soon. So I don't know what they're doing down here, but there was a whole lot more of them than I'm used to seeing at any one time. So
I'll be right back.
I drove by and didn't disturb them because, Canada geese have a reputation of viciousness and evil. So I try not to interact with them in any way, shape, or form. So
you say that, and these geese at this lake, they stay there year round.
Well, most of the time we've got moderate temperatures. They could stay here all winter if they wanted to. Stay here all summer if they wanted to. It's not going to be that bad.
Yeah.
Now the fellow that owns the farm across the road from my house here, he's got all kinds of ducks, geese, all kinds of other things. I hear his rooster going off every morning when I'm getting in the car to go to work. Sounds like Rodan, And he's got
I've got
and sheep.
I've got
in
a
the same
neighbor.
pasture.
I've got a neighbor that's got some roosters. I thought I'd never hear that noise again. But we when I was younger, my granddad had we raised chickens.
We got a Joe dog.
Jojo dog.
Hello.
How was your supper?
How is my stream?
Nah,
better. It was 2 personal pan pizzas from the microwave. Can you hear me?
Hey. Yeah, can hear you just fine.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
We can hear you.
Better than it was earlier.
All right. All right. Yeah, I've got, some earbuds in now. I just wanted to make sure I had a good internet connection.
I don't know where you're at, but you don't have one of those. you got mild internet connection is what you got.
Yeah, we'll say moderate.
Yeah, very mild.
Hell.
How you doing?
Well,
Okay, now that I finally got here, dumbass clicked the wrong link. Read or you click.
Yeah, Pizza Jam's asking where I'm at. I am out in the middle of the woods. I'm about 45 miles west of Nashville.
So you're close to Memphis.
No, I'm closer to Nashville. Memphis is still about 200 miles west.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee is a long state.
I was about to say.
2 time zones. And what?
Hi, Sarah.
Drive from end to end. And more than that, probably closer to 11.
You get any rain up there today?
Memphis, probably 11 hours.
What time?
3 p.m.
Would that be the
we
Friday?
open the doors at 3 p.m.
That's the Friday, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be there Thursday anyway.
Good. We'll have you setting up stuff.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, me and him's been talking about you might have to call some extra plumbers and stuff like that if we do this chili cook-off.
So far it's got 15 people wanting to cook chili. I don't know if John's got that many crock pots or whatever, but
I've got 2.
Chili in the crock pot.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't cook mine on crock pot. I cook mine on stove.
Just have some EMTs there just in case.
Oh.
Have some habaneros and better have some Nexium, Prilosec,
and some goat's milk.
Oh.
Drink a lot of buttermilk before you eat his chili.
Or during.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if y'all can hear the crickets and the cicadas screaming in the background.
I hear the chupacabra in the background, but
I'll be right back.
That's Joe Dog voguing.
No, it was the moth.
Mothman. Chupacabra and Mothman.
Lewis, you know what it's like out camping. Plus, with all these lights I've got on.
No, good weekend to be camping.
Yeah,
nice weather.
Yeah, I'm
just going to get down.
It's about
you are probably in the mid-50s.
Yeah, at least.
It's in the low 60s right now. I mean, I had to break out a hoodie.
Yeah.
Get the hoodie.
I mean, just as soon as the sun dropped, it cooled off quick.
Well, I was about to say, I know Saturday it's supposed to be in the 50s here, so at nighttime.
And the dews already fell.
Yeah. Sarah, I think I'm the only one that's not in the South. I used to be.
I don't get any of the. I don't get to see any of the comments or anything now. So.
Are you on your phone, Joe?
Yeah.
That's why. That was me last Saturday. For whatever reason, it does not give you that option when you get on StreamYard on your phone.
But I can see the comments on my phone, but yeah, Dan he forgot to double click.
Yeah, he's got to click off
Carlson.
Carl's comment. And I can't do anything about it. I am a spectator on this show tonight.
Well, 1 week I had control. I don't know how, but I was able to pop up comments on the screen, and that was for like 1 week only. And then now I'm back to having my hands tied behind my back.
Because you abused them.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. I just thought it was a glitch in StreamYard because I know none of you are stupid enough to give me controls of anything.
I was about to say, I don't even want to have that control.
Well, when Dan gets, I was just going to say, when Dan gets back, I do have an announcement to make. I wanted to wait till he got back in there, and that since we have
Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? There he is.
Yeah.
It just, that procedure never worked, Josh.
Okay.
But,
Hey Dan, shut that comment off.
Oh, sorry. I can't even. Where is it? That's way on up the column there.
All right, Bill's got an announcement. Here we go.
Okay, I'm pregnant, everybody. I have a friend on Facebook, Wendy Lou Lee, who, if you don't know her by name and by glare, she played Baby Grace on Little House on the Prairie from season 7 on. This is what she looks like today. So she is
smoking.
Well, she just recently had a birthday, and because I'm a gentleman, or at least act like one, I will not reveal her age. But year and a half ago, close to 2 years ago, she came out with Prairie Devotional. I'm sorry, can't even say it right. And which is basically a daily devotional, but it also has stories in there, excerpts from different episodes of Little House on the Prairie, and the message from each one in there. And it's a 365-day devotional. And this was her first book that she had come out with. She had suffered brain cancer. She had a tumor, had an operation on it 10 years ago. And after she came through it and lived, she wanted to do something, and that, just to talk about her story and what she was going through before and during and after the operation. And she just recently had I think it's either every 3 years or every 5 years has little brain scan, and it came out good. But so the reason for this book was because of just how she felt when she came through everything, and her faith and her family that was with her. the whole time and everybody else that was behind her on that. Since then, she is coming out with a new book called Big Time Grace, which is also a name of a Facebook group that I'm in, that she has, people who have similar stories, and they want to tell a story of something that happened to them that was traumatic, or something very good, very bad, both, what have you. I submitted a short story, or you might say the elevator pitch or outline to a story that I went through. And anyway, she's going to use it in her book and credit me for the story. So, no, I'm not an author, but I'm going to have to become one here fairly quick.
Cool.
I'm hearing Morse code or something there in the background, all the clicking.
Well, Morris needs to quit talking in code and join the group like the rest of us.
Yeah.
I was trying to turn the volume down. Y'all, I got a better connection now. Y'all are.
Good.
I got clicked out.
He's got his tinfoil hat on now and has a better connection.
No,
I moved the phone just a little bit. Yeah.
He moved 3 inches left.
Yeah.
Just a jump to the left.
Joe, just stand like this for a while and you get us in perfect. There. Oh, nope, a little glitchy. There you go. There you go. Oh, there's Star Trek references again. Either that or
You remember when you had to do that with the rabbit ears, and somebody'd had to stand there and do gymnastics?
Oh,
yeah. In order to get channel 12 to come in or whatever it was?
Did the tinfoil flags on the antennas?
Mm-hmm.
About to say, my granddad, my grandmother and grandfather had a black and white TV that was in, it was made into a wooden box, basically. And you go up there and just screw that thing and get the static out.
I would have kept it as a TV.
Well, yeah. He got rid of it because my uncle gave him a big screen TV. Finally got a color TV, and it was like 1997, 96.
I've still got the cabinet for the RCA Victor TV that was in the family when I was quite young. That's basically, it's this beautiful piece of furniture. You walk up, you open up 2 doors and turn the TV on. Now the TV's long gone; it's been dead for years and thrown away. But I've still got the cabinet, and I keep threatening to put a TV in it. My wife is going, "Oh no, the bed's too high. We can't see over our feet to see it. It's all the way over. The only size screen that fits in there, we wouldn't be able to see anything because it's too small." And I'm going, "What do you want me to do? Put one on the ceiling as if it was a mirror?"
I'll hold that one for tomorrow.
See that box right there?
Mm-hmm.
There's a 43-inch Vizio 4K TV in there. It's about to go in a dumpster. Just went out on me. The backlight quit working. And it's about 2/3 the price of a new set to get that backlight replaced.
Yeah.
So I went to Best Buy yesterday and got me an LG 4K, same size, because you really can't put anything bigger on the wall, otherwise it would get down into my computer space. But yeah, so I spent all day yesterday, shopping for, buying a TV, and then the rest of the day just programming it. I remember you bought a TV, you brought it home, you hooked up the antenna, and you turned it on and watched. Now
Did you?
you've got to register, and you've got to make sure you got all your apps on there. And oh my
Yeah.
God.
Did you
It-
say?
Make sure the
Did you say it was a LG?
What?
Did you say it was a LG?
Yeah.
That's what I have in
Up
our.
in the guest room. It was actually the first flat screen TV I ever bought, and it still works like a champ. So, I got the LG, and oh my God, they've got something called LG channels now.
Yeah.
So I hooked up the antenna, and one of the first things you do is have it scan for local. I've got a little roof mount antenna at the back of the house. So it scans for channels. It found 46 channels here locally.
Oh wow.
Cast off the air. Found 46 channels, and then I'm looking at it, and it's got a guide. So each channel in a separate data channel sends out its programming schedule. Okay. Well, the TV reads that, and so you can hit the guide just like if it was cable, but it's broadcast TV stuff you're getting off the antenna. And then at the end of the list of the local over-the-air channels, it starts with these LG channels, 101, 102, 103. And I'm scrolling through, and there's like 100 channels there. Dude, they've got a Love Boat channel. They've got an Addams Family channel. And you mentioned earlier the Tonight Show. It's got a Johnny Carson Tonight Show channel.
Yep.
It was old from the 70s and 80s, no commercials.
I mean, they have game show channel, all kinds. It's crazy. I mean, in our living room, we have a 55-inch LG. I mean, smart TV, 4K.
I went looking for a larger monitor, and I can't find anything that still has an AVG input.
Send it to the TV.
What'd you say there, Dan?
I said I went looking for a new monitor here, something a little bit bigger than what I got, and I couldn't find anything that still has an AVG input. And I'm going, do I have to have an adapter to be able to use my computer on a monitor?
That's ridiculous.
They're mainly going to HDMI for
Everything.
computer to monitor.
Well, this thing might have an HDMI on it. I've still got another HDMI input on the monitor I'm using now, but I was hoping to upsize a little bit. But
for example, the Cintiq that I've got, the Wacom Cintiq, it talks to the laptop using a USB and an HDMI. It's got an HDMI connector here. So the HDMI is actually the video signal, and it's two-way between the Cintiq and the laptop, and the USB is strictly for data. The USB transmits the pin position to the laptop, but the video signal itself goes through the HDMI. Because not a lot of people realize it, because
that duct tape's getting old.
Ow.
Lewis's halo just fell off his head, everybody. You've seen it here on Stupid O'Clock.
My volume's wrong, sorry. But anyway, a lot of people don't realize that HDMI is high definition media interface. It's two-way. HDMI
goes back to.
I've got an Apple Play or Apple, the Apple TV device on my upstairs TV. And so when you turn the Apple device off, or turn it to sleep mode, it sleeps everything that's connected to it, which in this case is the TV and the soundbar. So, yeah, HDMI is two-way communication.
Well, I was about to say that's the only thing I don't like about that 55 is it only has 2 HDMIs. So I have a surround sound system plugged up to it, and have my box, the cable box plugged up to it, HDMI.
Everybody, Ace Bonnie wanted to know if it had a Bob Ross channel, but I'm liking what Jody McPhee from the desk of a small press publisher said, but looking for a Benny Hill channel.
There is a Bob Ross channel. I don't think it's on LG, but
it's on Pluto.
Pluto.
Yeah,
yes.
Pluto, because I got it on my Vizio.
Yeah.
I think it's on if you got a Samsung phone, a newer one, I believe it's on it also.
Here we go, Carl. Yes, HDMI and DisplayPort does look very, very similar. The HDMI has two curved upper edges, and the DisplayPort has one squared off and one rounded.
Yep.
And I'm using a DisplayPort on the workstation computer right this minute, and it's going into HDMI input on the monitor. And I have an adapter to change it to VGA rather than HDMI, because the color on this just absolutely sucks compared to the other computer. I don't know if it's the video card or what, but it is not as good as what I have been used to for years and years and years.
Well, this hunk of mess right here is going to be turned into my lab station and podcast station. So.
And here we go again with Carl. Yep, I've got I think 3 display ports on this workstation computer that I'm using now. So I could have a VGA adapter plugged into a display port. I could have HDMI adapter plugged into the display port. The monitor itself doesn't work straight off a display port. You've got to have an adapter or some kind to swap the signal around. But Lord knows I've still got stuff that uses RCA cables. So I've got to redo my entire system.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think I'm going to jump out of here, but I'm going to give y'all a quick little tour of where I'm at right now. What? Oh.
Oh, boy.
Atari joystick, yes.
It's got quite a few games on it, and it works. I used to keep this in the camper. I didn't even check to see if there's RCA inputs on this, but I've got enough TVs with RCA inputs. It'll still do. But it takes four AA batteries, and you just plug it in, audio and video, and play games.
Oh, I've even got one of those old-fashioned switcher boxes where you can have the TV on or have the game on. And you have to use channel 3 because that's the only input that the little box has got. I've got old school all over the place, and if my wife ever goes ahead and throws away what looks like useless junk, we're going to be totally handicapped here as far as audio video goes.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump out of here, but I want to give y'all a quick tour, real quick.
All right.
If you see the red, there's my camper for this weekend.
Okay.
And that is where the band will be playing. I'll be hanging my stage lights on that beam right there. Then back over here.
Who's the band?
Will be the adult.
Yeah, what's the band?
Okay, I lost you, Lewis.
What's the band?
Who's the band? Aerosmith?
Molly McGuire's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And that will be the adult beverage dispensary in that section. But if you look, it's a nice little pavilion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Now, is this a location for outside con or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It was just a wild guess on my part.
Is Brianna going to be there?
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys, y'all are breaking up so bad I can't hear you. But
All right.
thanks for running the show without me.
All
Thanks
right.
for doing a good job. How many we got viewing, Dan?
At the moment 5, but we got up to 7 at one time, and I think it got even higher. But I looked and the numbers dropped. So,
Yeah, I'm
Got no
sharing
clue
it
what
on
you
my
just said.
page too. So
most of them are on the stupid o'clock. Let's see, is it the? Yeah, it's the stupid o'clock YouTube is getting the most viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
And Joe Dog's gone. I'm actually going to have to leave too. I meant to leave about 13 minutes ago, but
Hey,
I didn't get a chance to do the news for WGOW before, and I've got an early appointment, so I'm going to go ahead and knock the news out now.
all right.
All right, there, Lewis. Have a good one.
Take it easy,
see you,
guys.
Lewis.
Bye-bye.
I clicked
right.
the button twice now.
There's Joe.
Yeah. Well, good night.
See you, Joe.
Have a good one,
Yeah.
Joe.
See ya.
Bye. Have fun, Joe Dog. Yep. We got about another 45 minutes to run on this, and then
We can, then we can get technical.
we get a last man standing. Oh yeah, Carl. I'm using a display port adapter to HDMI right this very minute, and like I said, I do not like the color whatsoever. I don't know if it's because this computer has a crappy video card, or if it's something inherent in the adapter to go to HDMI, because HDMI on the TV set in the living room looks fabulous, but the color balance is way off on this monitor for HDMI.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you the more connections you use, it's gonna knock off color.
Well, I've only got the AVG and the HDMI, and the monitor seems to think that there's still a TV plugged into this thing, or antenna or something. It might be an old connection to the VCR that doesn't work anymore that I need to pull out and throw away. But I haven't gotten around to it because I've got to pull an entire piece of furniture away from the wall to get to the wires.
Well,
And I'm lazy.
next week, let's see, not next week, but the week after, 2 weeks, I will be investing in a desktop, microphone, and everything else.
Well,
I don't know if I want to keep this. This table's big enough, so.
well, if I can make a recommendation, I have had nothing but joy out of this little cheap. I think it's an HP workstation.
Well,
I haven't done any mods to it whatsoever. It's got a super fast chip in it. It does the green screen with no problem, whereas the other computers really, when I tried to use a green screen, I was picket fencing like crazy. Not only audio but video too. And it was from Newegg, I do believe, and it was on special. So I think it was $500 off.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So I think for what I paid for it, it was about a $850 workstation. So
Well, I was about to say the copier, printer, and scanner, and everything else that's I flipped around. It's a HP Envy.
I got one of those myself. That's our workhorse printer right now. We've got 2 others, but the Canon printer takes these little bitty, teeny tiny ink cartridges. So you print 5 pages and you got to go buy more.
Oh yeah, this is a 4500 that I've got, and the laptop that my wife, basically all we use it for is taxes, and she uses it for her certifications. So just HP.
Hey,
So I just need something for, radar and to do podcasts. So
Lindsay will use this printer. She'll put photo paper in it and print stuff out from her cell phone to the printer.
yeah, I mean that's what I do from my phone. I mean,
yeah. Well, she uses her cell phone more than she uses her tablet, and then her desktop computer over here started beeping about 6 months ago, so we just unplugged it. I don't have time or a budget to take it to a shop and find out why it's beeping.
That came from my cell phone right there.
That's nice and sharp for a printer, yeah.
That's my certifications, recertified. So I can sit at home and not chase weather, but
chase weather electronically.
Yes.
Because it is the 21st century.
Yep.
Well, speaking of that, we had the weather chasing us Tuesday. We went up to Elk Grove Village to do our usual thing up there. Had to take Laura's dad to get his shots in his eyes for his macular degeneration, and I was keeping an eye on the radar the whole time. And of course, pretty soon they got looking dark. I was sitting up out there in the waiting room, kind of looking over to the south west, and just a little bit of rain and not much, and then it started clearing up a little bit, and I thought, okay, good. Well, we get out of here and get ready to go do some yard work and some things outside that we needed to do. We'll be just fine. And of course, we got drenched, and not once, but several times. And we thought, okay, this is it. This is all we can do. And it was getting about 5 o'clock, 5:30 anyway, and she had to work the next day, so we had that 4-hour trip gets to be pretty long. And so we started heading back, and sun was out, everything. We thought, okay, it's going to be smooth sailing all the way back. And we probably didn't get about an hour and a half out till we started seeing shelf clouds coming down from the northwest. All this weather was dropping out of Wisconsin and from the northwest going southeast. And I mean, we ran into several really torrential downpours, horizontal rain. Of course, it was getting dark and very quickly. And we ended up pulling over off the side of the highway a few times, along with semis and other vehicles doing the same thing. Then the rest of the time we were driving back about 50, 60 mile an hour with our hazard lights on. When we typically would be doing about 80, 90 miles an hour. But
better you than me.
Yeah.
Well, and so we go back yet next Tuesday because he has a primary care appointment, and we're going to try to get things done that we didn't get done this Tuesday. And so I haven't looked that far into the future yet as far as what the forecasts are going to be, but I know down here this weekend, we're supposed to be back to summer weather, and that it's lower 50s for the lows tonight, but yeah, it's going to start warming up.
No rain in the forecast today. I'll
Yeah.
put it that way. None of us are gonna get no rain.
Yeah, that's what they've been saying for the last 2 weeks. I've had to walk out of work, go to my car holding an umbrella with horizontal rain coming at me, and not a cloud in the sky, according to the radar from the Weather Channel. And I'm going, either y'all are using the wrong satellites, or this is some stealth rain.
Well, I was about to say y'all. Mindy just moved up the coast there, so
Yeah.
I'm sure y'all had some rain today.
Oh, we've had. I would get home. It might be pouring down at work. I drive 15 minutes to get home, and the driveway's not even wet. And I go, great, I can mow the yard. Come in the house, put my beer in the fridge, turn around, put my work clothes on. I mean, my yard clothes on, and it's pouring down rain outside before I can even finish putting my shoes on. My wife is just going, that yard is going to look like a jungle. And I'm going, honey, I can't do nothing about the weather.
That sounds like Kimberly.
Get you some goats or sheep or something to go out there and bring it down.
Bill, I've done tried that.
The word no.
Yeah. Yep.
We ain't having no goats. We ain't having no chickens. We get free eggs from my brother because he went out and bought a bunch of chickens. And I've been with other farm boys that had to go out and empty the eggs from the chicken coop, and I ain't going near them miniature Tyrannosaurus Rexes. I mean, Velociraptors is what they are. You've seen the movies. You know what they can do to people.
So, Josh, I thought Mindy was just a tropical depression right now. Have they upgraded her or what?
Oh, it's done moved across the coast of Florida. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was a tropical storm when it hit Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. If I remember right, it headed back out into the Atlantic Ocean from the Gulf to where it crossed Florida and then back out in the Atlantic. And there's another one out there that's forming up.
Yeah, I was about to say there's about to be one. Probably
Mork.
next.
That's it. Mork.
Well, there's going to be one that's going to hit probably Texas, Louisiana. Next.
Like they need another one.
Yeah, and it's going to drop like 2 foot of rain.
Well, we're getting through the alphabet pretty quick this year.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll get into what is it? The Greek alphabet. I can't even think of it right now, but
you know you're in trouble when they have one called Aaron with 2 A's because they got to start over again.
Yeah, Ron.
Yeah.
You're wrong. No, it'd be alpha, beta.
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta.
Epsilon.
Epsilon, yep. Yeah.
Which, I mean, really and truly, a lot of them hadn't hit the coast. I mean, hadn't hit the states. That's the thing that damn bothers me. Idiots. Well, I ain't gonna talk about it. I can't talk about it.
The one that surprised me was the one that went straight across the Yucatan out into the Pacific. I mean, usually they kind of
break
aim
up.
for. Yeah, no, they get into the Gulf of Mexico and they start aiming towards New Orleans, and I'm going, them people have been through enough, and this one just went whoop right across Mexico.
Well, a lot of times when they hit that, the Yucatan, normally they would break up because it's so mountainous. So
Well, yeah, and they no longer have the heat source that drives them from the ocean, from the Gulf of Mexico. That
Oh,
hot water gives them a little bit extra power.
yep.
Kind of like vitamins.
Well, I mean, it's like Ida. I mean, uh, it held on. Well, it actually gained strength once it hit Louisiana, but I mean, that's a swamp down there, so.
Mm.
But it was climate change, so I'll just leave it there.
Mm. That's the thing about climate. It don't never do nothing but change.
No,
Up and down and up and down.
well, I mean, weather is different from climate. I
Yep,
mean,
exactly.
people don't understand that. So.
Weather short term. Climate is long term.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what worries me is the Gulf Stream.
Yeah.
If that sucker,
If it goes cold, nah, we're gonna have problems.
if that destabilizes and it goes cold, my friends in England are going to have a bad day.
Yep.
They've been complaining about the heat lately. They're going to be
Nah.
complaining about glaciers. I mean,
Yeah. Hell, the Northeast will too.
I know. Uh, oh, and back in the 70s, everybody was saying, "Oh, we're headed for a new ice age." Well, they missed it by a couple of decades, but
Nah.
maybe so.
Well, prior to that, they were talking about greenhouse effect, where it was going to, everything was going to warm up. And
No, greenhouse effect came after.
Yeah, that was after the
the
70s.
after the ice age. So
That was all your hairspray back in the day, Bill.
Yep.
Your aerosols.
I had to use it. I had the long hair.
Hey,
get the old Aquanet out, and
you start heading to the prom, you're going to use a can and a half of Aquanet to get your hair right in a second.
I'm telling you. Well,
and
when
the girls would use a whole case.
When you got that Partridge Family hairstyle, like I had, then that's what it required,
Well, I got to go get a haircut before there's some pictures of me from LibertyCon, and my hair was about halfway down my back, and my wife just loved it. And I go, honey, this is, I work in what is basically an oven and a freezer, depending on the season. I got to get this stuff trimmed, but I really just hate having somebody mess with my hair. So I don't get it cut more than about 3, maybe 4 times a year. So it gets long in between getting cut. Now, my mother would love nothing better for me to go back to the buzz cut that she used to give me back in the early 60s.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, G.I. Joe had longer hair than me. And it's like, every Saturday, you got to go get your hair cut. Go, it ain't had time to grow a 1/4 inch. What do I need to cut again? But, I'm 5, 6 years old. What choice do I have? I got free chewing gum out of the deal.
I was going to say, my granddad, it was flat top. I mean,
Yep.
I got that till I was like 13 years old. I was like, all right, that's enough. But which I cut my own hair now, but I have to get Kimberly to hit up my neck, edge up that. But
I remember the first time I went one place and got my hair cut, and the girl that was doing it goes, "Okay, now it's time to trim up on the back of your neck," and she pulls out a straight razor, and I'm going, "Where to put my gun? Where to put my gun? Where to put my gun? This woman gonna kill me." She's let's just say I didn't move unless she told me to turn my head one way or the other. I've got a couple of straight razors, and I can't shave with them. So you see this, but
Well,
I
I
know
was about to say,
I know exactly what them things can do.
yeah, my granddad used to shave with him, and he never taught me how to shave with him. But he
You'll
let me. He would when he got sick, he'd let me shave him with an electric razor. I wasn't gonna touch him with those straight razors.
Well, rumor has it that there is a second use for a razor strop, besides whooping my behind. I never knew this until I was an adult. It's like,
I
oh,
used to think, how big are the belt loops in my dad's pants for him to put that strap around his waist like that? Because, it's like that's what he used to get me with all the time.
yeah, I'd pretty much rather settle for Granny's peach switch.
Yeah, go pick your own switch there.
Even if I had to go cut it myself. Yep.
Yeah. It better not break either.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I was a Civil War reenactor, we went to, I think it was a reenactment in Resaca, Georgia. And there was a guy down there who was set up with the settlers down there. And he was a barber. And he was advertising the closest shaves ever with a straight razor. And I mean, he gave you the whole works for $10.
Hey.
Yeah, and I will say I was never more scared in my life when I seen that straight razor, and he sharpening it up on that strap. And of course, he always does, because it's all about the show. Does little demonstrations with paper and stuff on how quickly it cuts it up. Thinking, what is this, advertising for Ginsu knives or what? But
hey, them things make a Ginsu knife look like a crowbar.
Oh yeah. But I will say, just for the record, it was the closest and smoothest shave I ever had in my life. My face never felt more comfortable, and I kind of have problems, and I'm kind of sensitive, and on my certain areas of my face, and he did a wonderful job and that, but I don't, it was just terrifying, because I thought I didn't even want to swallow. I thought I'd cut my own throat if I swallowed. He was cutting it so close, but he knew what he was doing.
Now I've got one that I inherited from a great uncle, and it is actual Damascus steel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean it's got a beautiful ripple pattern to it and everything. It is stamped Damascus, and it is from the 1800s, because he worked as a barber at one time, so he had the complete setup. And it's a beautiful piece of artwork. Basically, it's got the real tortoiseshell for the handle, and then this Damascus steel unfolds, and it's just, I haven't sharpened it myself, and I could still slice a steak with it if I wanted to. I mean, I don't have kitchen knives this sharp, and it hadn't been sharpened in about 40 years.
Oh wow.
This thing's dangerous. Believe me, if anybody ever breaks in the house, I'm going to have a big decision to make whether I get that straight razor or a pistol, because I know which one would be actually more dangerous, especially in my hands.
I've been thinking on that for the last few days myself. I've got one of my dad's knives is like, well, is sharper than any steak knife or anything I've got in there. I'm like, which one should I grab, a knife or a pistol?
Depends on whether or not you can get to them or you got to stand off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Since I'm at work all the time, especially when I was on swing shift, when my wife and I got together, we went out and we went shopping for her a handgun. We got her a little lightweight 38 special, the Charter Arms with I think it's 4.5-inch barrel, so it's got a little bit more accuracy than a snubby. And I taught her how to shoot, and let's just say I'm never gonna piss that woman off. I could be 30 yards away and she could still nail mine. And she's from England, so she's never had any experience with firearms till she got with me. So I'd use the same training method that my mom and dad and my aunts and uncles did with me. You just kind of practice until you're comfortable, and then practice some more, and then practice some more. I did come up with one sort of thing that made it safe for her to not flinch. So found a 3/8 of an inch diameter wooden dowel. Unloaded the pistol, stuck the dowel down the barrel. So you've got this 2-foot long stick out of the barrel of the gun, and it's basically you just learn where to point that stick and not be afraid of actually pulling the trigger, because it's being dry fired. I mean, you've got the hammer back and the dry fire to, click bang, and it's not a double action, so you have to pull the hammer back every time. But that little dowel made a world of difference. I wish I'd had that when I was a kid. That thing, it's the only thing that comes close to it now is a red dot laser sight, where you just if you've got it sighted right, you put that dot where you want the bullet to go, and it goes there.
Oh yeah.
I have destroyed many a target. Innocent pieces of paper that never did me any harm. But
I was about to say they make them red dot bullets now.
They sure
You can
do.
dry fire, eye target, and stuff like that.
They're a little expensive though, but I wish I had a handful of them.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to get Kimberly. Don't want to tote one, but she needs to.
Hey, you can't rush her. She's gonna have to get comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable with it, it's gonna be worse than not having one at all.
Oh yeah.
If you're afraid of it, don't tote it.
Exactly right. I tote my 9, and that'll be enough. So.
I actually taught my oldest stepdaughter when she was, I want to say, about 12 years old, how to shoot my 1963 model 12 gauge Mossberg shotgun. It's a bolt action clip fed shotgun. And mainly just to give her some more, I guess, feeling of self-worth, that she could do these things. And she actually got to be a better shot than my ex-wife was on that. Because I tell her, don't jerk the trigger, just squeeze it, just gently squeeze that trigger. And took her about a half a dozen times before she realized. she got good pretty quick. And then the youngest stepdaughter wanted her turn, and she was only about 9 years old. So I had to tell her, not with this.
No.
You got a few more years to wait.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit more growth before you can deal with the 12.
Yeah, and she was a tiny, little, skinny, blonde-haired. I always called her my Denise the Menace instead of Dennis the Menace because of all the things that she would get into. But yeah, that it would have probably kicked her on her butt. But it there wasn't a whole lot of kick to it for somebody who was big enough to hold it. But we had coyote problems when we were living in Indiana. Initially, we lived up in Rockville, which we had woods and stuff out there where we saw the animals. But it wasn't until we moved a few years later to this farmhouse about 7 or 8 miles north of Rockville that we actually really started seeing stuff. So anyway, and then the coyote problems started out. So
yeah, we haven't seen that many coyotes this year. As a matter of fact, the last couple of years, it's kind of weird because they used to be all over the place. But now I'm out in the middle of the country. We got coyotes in the woods. We got deer in the woods. We got foxes. We've got raccoons, and we've even seen armadillos running around through here. Next door neighbor had a koi pond. They went out one morning. All the fish were gone, and there were bear tracks all around the pond.
Oh, so wow!
This would be a brown bear, not a grizzly or anything, but still a bear in their yard. One of my high school buddies, he regularly hunts wild boar. You talking about a 300, 400 pound pig that has never been in a pen. This one's used to being king of the forest, so.
Yeah, they got a lot of problems with them down there. And by the way, I don't know if you saw it in the comments, but about 8 minutes ago, Carl Witzman said, well, guys, I want to rest up for the green room. See some of you over there tomorrow night. So, Carl, if you're still within earshot, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
I believe I pulled that up and waved to him, but I didn't want to interrupt the discussion. And we have who must be Keisha.
I bet it is, because that's her.
That's her catchphrase.
Yep.
So,
hi, Keisha.
And welcome, Keisha. I'm glad to have you. Sorry we got all redneck with the discussion here, but without Joe Dog in control. Yes, it is Keisha, she said.
But we was talking about chickens earlier, so I know she's quite familiar with that. So.
Yep. She got lots of chickens and lots of eggs, and oh Lord, looks like bushel baskets of peppers and quite a few tomatoes. And she had what are the redskin potatoes? I forget what those are called. I don't grow them myself, but they're really good, especially with putting them in pot roast or something like that. But she's got all kinds of stuff coming up in her garden, and she's not the only one.
And she just said that she hatched 8 new babies. But Keisha, we're talking about chickens. We're not talking about you right now. So we'll get to you. I promise we'll get to you in a minute.
I knew you were going to go there. I could read your mind like a magazine.
Yeah.
Oh,
She'll take
yep.
it out on me tomorrow night.
Yep. And Keisha, you got all these chickens, and you can't do nothing with them except the eggs because you're a vegetarian. You don't eat the chickens, or at least that's the way I understand it. So, and might not even you might cook the eggs for the rest of your family, but you might not partake of them yourself. I'm not sure. Uh, I, my memory goes all over the place. I remember people saying things, and sometimes they didn't actually say them, but I have assigned a different name to whoever it was that made the original thing.
Well, she said that they're all cute and they have names and she loves them. Now, let me guess what the names are. Breakfast, lunch, supper, or dinner. Depends on if you're up north. Midnight snack. I bet midnight snack's real cute. He's got to be the cutest one of them all.
Yeah, and the fat one is Sunday dinner with Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, she says she does have one named Fried Chicken. Okay. You catch that one rooting around for the funny seeds at the bottom of the bag, right?
Yeah. I just got this feeling we're in a Daffy Duck cartoon now all of a sudden.
Oh, Joe Doug's got all these video cuts from cartoons and things, but I'm afraid to look away from the chat, so I'm not even going to attempt it.
Oh, you're not talking about that Porky Pig one, are you?
Oh, I would play that one on Last Man Standing, but I wouldn't do it on Stupid O'Clock, even though it is getting on up there towards 11 p.m. All right. I have got to run to the restroom. Oh, he doesn't have my damn commercials here. I can't play the damn thing. Oh, well. No, he doesn't.
Sure.
Well, no, he's got an entire directory of other stuff, and I've just got a few things in my part since we're on his channel. I mean, it's not my account; it's his account. So he's only got so much room. Oh, Reba, precious. I remember Henrietta from the Foghorn Leghorn cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh.
And I think Red was one of them too.
Mm-hmm. I will be right back. Can't go drinking beer all day and keep it to yourself. And hold down the fort, and you can see the comments. So.
I can see the comments. And Ace Bonnie says, I'll talk to Bill text-wise, he says. And Keisha says that Angel, my rooster, is the spawn Satan. Now, so if the spawn of Satan had to do with any of these freshly hatched ones, I'm kind of wondering why you didn't have names that reflected that more, like Beelzebub or something like that. But anyway, Josh, we're talking about Keisha's new little baby chicks that she got hatched, 8 of them, and all their names and everything.
All right.
But
I heard you talking about Satan there for a minute. I was like, what the?
Well, she says the rooster is spawn of Satan, and so I'm just kind of going down the line with it. Yeah, but anyway, no, I had a really bad experience with a rooster once, spurring me We went. This was we're still living in Cherokee. I think I was in fourth grade, maybe third, fourth grade. Anyway, long story short, we went to a zoo. It was supposed to be a petting zoo, but according to
let me
this
stop you there.
rooster,
What kind of rooster was it?
I don't remember. I just remember he was a nasty, mad little rooster, and I worried about him pecking me to death. But man, when they spur you, that's worse.
Oh yeah.
And it broke the skin, and I took off, and of course they put some stuff on there to keep the infection from getting in, and then put a Band-Aid on there. Of course, after they put the Band-Aid on afterwards, it never wanted to stay on, but I didn't get around another rooster for a long time after that. It really took a while to get over that traumatic event when I was a kid.
You ain't still scared of roosters, are you, Bill?
Why? No, I
person be.
Yeah.
Well,
I draw them all the time.
Let's see here. We've got 7 minutes left, 6.5. Where's that? Where's that thing? Where's that thing? Okay.
Waiting, and we're still waiting.
Yep. Oh Lord,
it's there somewhere. See, I'm not afraid of roosters. This one, although he looks like Foghorn, looks like he's about ready to spur somebody there, but yeah,
boy, I see that boy.
Yeah,
I tell you what, boy.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, here. Keisha's attacks everyone. He spurs. Surprisingly, her rooster Dick turned out to be really nice, and the rooster Angel is evil. He was so cute when he was a baby. Well, we have that same problem with people.
I think Keisha could write a good science fiction novel about evil roosters and being hatched and born. And
yeah, well, if she could probably rewrite Animal Farm for a new age.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say like a cross between Aliens and Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, satanic roosters.
Well, anytime you get time, Keisha, go for it. I think you know some publishers. You might have an inside edge. Oh, yeah. I hate getting on down to the wire. Well, I hate being in control of Joe's show. I feel like if I click the wrong button, I will mess things up. And this is going to make it a little bit complicated to go to mine, actually. Let's see. Let me get some of this set up as well. I'm actually working 2 different screens at the same time, guys. So,
how many clicks do you got to make this time?
I think for in broadcast, you just click it once, but I've got to let High Flight play out before I can do that. And then I've got to jump over to the Last Man Standing channel and do the double click on the begin broadcast, and then play my intro. And hey, it's good practice, though. It's good practice. Anybody that is interested in doing live streaming stuff should be able to handle an emergency, like got to fill in for the host of one show and then start their own show. So that's all I'm doing.
I was about to say, I guess you'll be doing it Saturday too.
Yeah.
Unless Joe Dog's
internet can.
unless that Wi-Fi gets dramatically better, probably so. But I don't know if John would be there, so John may be able to sit in as the guest victim here instead of me. So.
And Keisha just said for us to have a good night. She's not sure how much longer she can plan to stay on. I'm old. Well, let's see. Compared to us, Keisha, no, you're one of them hatchlings.
I don't know how old she is, but yeah, I'll say that too.
I can honestly say I've probably got socks older than you are. I know I've got T-shirts older than you are because some of them have survived since the 70s. Lord, I can't wear them anymore because I'm fat. I've still got them hanging around. I'm not going to get rid of my adamant T-shirt just because I would look like a size 7 watermelon in a size 3 sack.
I wished I would have kept all my concert T-shirts, especially my Stray Cat one.
That would have been a good one.
I lost a lot of my T-shirts in the tornado. Most of my T-shirts, I'll put it that way. Concert T-shirts.
And
I lost a lot of things in a divorce, which is kind of like a tornado, only only worse.
Yeah, I was about to say monetized.
Ace Bonnie says his birthday is next Friday, but I see he didn't say how old he's going to be, so let's just make up an age. Ace, I never thought you would look so young for 84 years old.
I'm going to say it.
Great.
62.
62.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
No, Ace is quite young.
We've never seen Ace. He's like the shadow.
I have.
No, yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. He was on. Yeah, he was on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was. In mid-20s, early 30s, something like that.
Yeah, he's younger than
me. Whereas I will actually be 64 in about 2 months.
Well, congratulations.
Will your wife still need you, and will she still feed you when you're 64?
Let's hope so, because I'm a piss poor gal. I've been single just about as often as I've been married, so yeah, I can cook. It's not as much fun as washing dishes for the lady that wants to cook for you. Let me tell you.
Do you have the?
That's the worst part.
Do you have the 2-minute video?
Let's see. Oops.
Or did he not leave that for you?
Oh, I just did that. That's the almost the end of the show. That's the 8 or 10 minute in. So we don't have another distraction here before I go to the high flight. Oh. So I
didn't see that show up on the air.
Oh, you didn't? Well, I didn't play it.
No, yeah, he played. It's almost the end of the show.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't see it. But...
Well,
you need them glasses, Bill.
Bandwidth. That's always sunspots. That's the answer.
Yeah, there you go.
I got my glasses.
Just because it's nighttime don't mean them sunspots ain't flaring.
Yep. I still got to get up with Stephanie on weather.
Yeah. Considering the two of you overlap, yeah, it would be really good. It would be really good.
I mean, especially if she does it, the sun stuff and everything, because that has a lot to do with weather on Earth.
Yep. Well, gents, we are about a minute and a half over, so I'm going to go ahead and call this one to the end. And if you want, I will meet you in the other channel. And all our audience members, hey, we've got 6 people actually watching. If you want to shift over to Last Man Standing, we're going to keep on talking nonsense until we run out of nonsense to talk.
And I'm almost out of it.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.